YouTube, welcome back to Greg Plays Games. Today, I have my 5 must-own Switch games. These are not my top 5 Switch games, but more so coming from the perspective of if I bought a Switch tomorrow, what games would I buy to start my collection, or really games that I would recommend to start your collection. So I tried to represent, or I tried to put myself in the mind frame of someone who would be buying a Nintendo Switch and what people buy the console for, which is portability and obviously like Nintendo published games. That's the only reason you're buying the Switch, most likely. So let's get the first one out of the way. It is very obvious, and it is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but you could also go with Breath of the Wild, but I personally don't feel like you need to play Breath of the Wild to play Tears of the Kingdom. I think that they both, it isn't like a growth and natural progression of Breath of the Wild from like a gameplay standpoint, and just you can do so much more. There's so much more area to explore. But I don't think that the story of the first game needs to be experienced in order to play Tears of the Kingdom. I think that's my favorite thing about Zelda games is you can pick up and play any game and you're getting the same experience as anyone who's played all the games before. So definitely recommend Tears of the Kingdom number 1. If I'm buying a Switch, that is the first game I'm buying, and I'm not even thinking about it. Game number 2, you got Zelda, you gotta have Mario if you're buying a Nintendo Switch, and there is so many good Mario games, but the one that I think would be best to buy first is Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. The reason being, you have the benefit of a single-player game in Bowser's Fury, and a really amazing, fun, one of the best Mario single-player games, honestly, as well as the multiplayer side in the 3D World part of the game. You're getting 2 games in one. You're getting multiplayer Mario, 3D roaming, goal-to-goal style, which is different than a lot of the other Mario games that have been released, but still really fun, a lot of really creative levels, phenomenal music, one of the best maybe my favorite Mario soundtrack, maybe my favorite Nintendo soundtrack is Mario 3D World, like very jazz influenced, very good. Bowser's Fury, same deal. So you're getting 2 fucking amazing games for one price. So definitely recommend Mario. If you wanted to go Mario over Zelda, I would go Mario 3D Worlds. Mario Odyssey, very fun too. That's my favorite Mario game. You can find the 3D All-Star Collection in places. You can't buy it digitally anymore, but you get, Super Mario 64, Galaxy, and Sunshine. So if you can find that on eBay for like $40, also worth a purchase. But my recommendation would be 3D World and Bowser's Fury if you're just buying a Nintendo Switch. And then another series that people buy Switch or Nintendo consoles to play exclusively on is Pokemon. People love Pokemon. It is, I believe, the most profitable game franchise out of every video game franchise. And, they make okay games. My favorite Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch is Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is very different than all the other Pokemon games in the sense that, you can catch Pokemon in real time. You don't have to battle them. You throw balls to catch them. Really fun. I think it really epitomizes what Pokemon made you feel as a child, like being able to just catch them. It is different though, like you're catching, 10 versions or 10 different 10 Pokemon of the same type, and so it kind of takes some perspective adjustment just because of the way the game is set up. It's a little different than previous games, but I really liked it that it kind of took that leap, and I hope to see that in more Pokemon games. But Violet and Scarlet are really fun too. I just personally liked Arceus more. I thought it was more fun. It just kind of suited my style of playing a little more. Now this next one, I believe, might really be the only game on here that may not objectively be like a great game, but I actually really love this game. It's a lot of fun. It is Nintendo Switch Sports. There's so many parts of this game that are disappointing, but if you had to have one game to just play with anyone, it would be this game. You use motion controls. There's bowling. People love Wii bowling. It is so fun still. That game holds up so well, and it is even better with like modern textures and controls. It still feels the same as Wii bowling, just has some modern textures and benefits. So you also get golf, tennis. So you get 3 of like the main games that were really fun from Switch Sports, but you're missing a lot, like boxing, which was arguably the most fun, basketball from Wii Sports Resort. You're not getting baseball. Like, there's so many things they left out. They added golf in late, but and so I was hoping they would add some of those other game modes. They're not doing it. They're not fucking doing it. Sorry. But what you do get here is a handful of really fun games. If you can get this on sale somehow, I would definitely recommend. I mean, I paid full price. I feel like I've got my money's worth out of it, but I really do like playing golf or bowling just every once in a while, just to do something different, and it's a lot of fun. Even if you're playing by yourself, it has pretty solid online as well. Really fun game, so I definitely recommend that, especially just to have as an option for super casual gaming. Another alternative to this kind of category of game would be Mario Party. I feel like Mario Party is a great game that kind of anyone can pick up and play, but because motion controls are just kind of easy to learn and they're more intuitive than a joystick and a camera control, like, people can just connect with that so much faster because it's just, oh, this is how you bowl, so it makes sense, whereas something like a Mario Party isn't going to be as accessible to a casual gamer. So I think Nintendo Switch Sports is the perfect game to have to play with people who are not super into video games, or even Jack Party Box would be a good fit for this one too, but I go Switch Sports. It's just my favorite. And then last but not least is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think Mario Kart 8 is hands down the best-selling Switch game. It might be Animal Crossing. I doubt that it would sustain, though. I feel like it's got to be Mario Kart 8. It just continues to sell. They keep making new levels. I know it is so old, but it is perfect. It is the perfect Mario Kart game. I know a lot of people want a new game. This game is perfect. I don't know how they make a better Mario Kart than this unless they just do some crazy shit. This isn't necessarily a game that everyone can pick up and play, but it has a lot of accessibility options to where anyone can pick up and play, but it also has that kind of skill-based multiplayer side that you could really delve into if you wanted to go that route too. Obviously, a comparable game to this would be Smash Brothers, so it's really which one would you like out of these two, and I think it just comes down to personal preference. I love Smash Brothers. I love Mario Kart more. It's just, you can hop online and you have a chance to win a race. You can't do that in Smash Brothers. You hop online, you're probably getting 3 stocks. You're probably not even touching your opponent sometimes, unless you just get lucky and you get paired up with a bum. Mario Kart, there's a little bit more luck involved, which I kind of like that. I kind of like just always having a chance, or just not always quite knowing how something's going to pan out. And that is why I picked Mario Kart 8 over Smash Brothers. So I would love to know what were your first 5 games when you bought a Nintendo Switch. I know when I got mine, I bought Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe right out the gate. I left the store with those 2 games. And so, I mean, the fact that both of those, Tears of the Kingdom is on here now, but there's just so many good games on Nintendo Switch, so there really is no wrong answer. I mean, there's Kirby, there's Metroid, there's all kinds of multiplayer games, indie games, Stardew Valley. I didn't even mention any indie games, but Stardew Valley is a great game. You can get for $15. In that game, you'll get easily 80 hours just being somewhat interested in it. So there's so many fun, amazing games on the platform. These are the 5 that I'd recommend if you're just getting a Nintendo Switch, or at least the 5 that I would want to buy. I've played all of these as well. I think they're phenomenal games. I love each of these for their own reasons. Switch Sports objectively is the worst out of these, but it's still really fun and a good time when you do play it. So let me know what you guys think, and peace. Also, peep the Shadow the Hedgehog shirt. No representation for Sonic in this because all those games suck. Anyways, peace. Love ya, smooches.